Hello everyone, hope you all are doing well. So today we are going to discuss the next answer copy of our Aspire for Agriculture test series, and today we will be discussing the copy of test 7 section A. So in test 7 it was also a sectional test. Up to test 8 there is sectional test, and from 9 to 14 there is full test. So we have already discussed till test 6. We have already discussed the copies till test 6. So today we will discuss the copy of test 7 section A, that is agriculture economics, and in section B we will discuss cell biology tomorrow. Okay, so let's start. And before starting I must let you know that I will be not reading every line by line. I will be just giving you a brief idea of the structure of the answers, the important points, how can you approach the answer. So if you want to read the answers by line, you can simply pause the video wherever you want to and read it. That is on you, how you prefer. Either you want to just see the structure, then follow the video, and if you want to read the answers, that I want to read the content of the answers, you can simply pause the video whenever you want to and read the answers. So let's start. And one thing we must add here, that by analyzing this type of answer copies, it can be very helpful to you because you can learn from the mistakes of this student. He was a very good student, and you can see in the answers only, and you can learn from the mistakes. You can see how to introduce, how to conclude, how to structure your answers. So all these things can be very helpful to you. So let's start now. The first question was, discuss the principles of good farm plan. So we all know what farm plan is. It is a detailed program that a farmer makes about his farm business. Okay, how what crops he is going to plant, what kind of input he is going to add up there, in which market he is going to sell the plants. So all these things can be uh, summed up into farm plan. Now we'll see the principles of good farm plan. Obviously, resource efficiency will be there. Okay, profit maximization will be there. Risk management, if some kind of unwanted risk happens, how he will be manage it. People management, biosecurity, animal welfare. So all these things, greenhouse gas emissions, he should try to opt for the crops so that the greenhouse gas emissions is at the lowest. So although it is not that important, especially in Indian context, but it is gaining importance. Okay, because of climate change we need to control the greenhouse gases emissions. So these are the some of the principles of good farm plan, and you can see here student could have added various examples. For example, risk management. In example, you can write if there is drought, the farmer can go for risk management crops, or you can say that the drought tolerant crops such as millets. So kind of you can add examples here if you want to, but it was a fair answer, well written. Now let's move to the second question. The second question is, discuss the changing scenario of agriculture sector on Indian economy since independence. So how agriculture sector is changing since independence. So we all know that there is certain growth rate of agriculture sector 2.7%. First of all, one more major thing I must mention here, that if you see the contribution to GDP during independence, the agriculture contributed for more than 50% of Indian GDP. But now it has diminished to 16 to 17%. If you see the latest data, that time around 70% of population was directly indirectly engaged in agriculture, employed through agriculture. Still it is now around 50%. So you can see that GDP has diminished significantly, but the percentage of persons or engaged in agriculture is still very little diminished. So you can see how agriculture has shifted from independence till now. You can see the contribution to GDP has been mentioned. Food production, yes, obviously we have, after green revolution we have increased our food production from 9 to 10 times. It was 15 million ton during independence, and now it is more than 300 mmt, 300 million tons. Okay, so you can see how much it has raised. So it is one major factor. High value agriculture we are doing, we are focusing on precision agriculture and other things. There are various government initiatives which have been started to enhance agriculture, such as Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, Krishi Sinchai Yojana, Kisan Mandhan Yojana. So you all know it. You can simply pause and read it. Aquaculture, obviously India has become one of the largest inland fish production in the world. Okay, we have just beaten China in this. So all these things are good ones, good written answers. Farm mechanization have been mentioned, so very well written answer. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is, Discuss the status of disguised unemployment in Indian agriculture. So what is disguised in unemployment? Where more people are engaged in a production activity that is actually required. Suppose there is a field, and for a good functioning of the field 5 persons are required, but due to presence of more laborers in the rural areas, instead of 5 persons 10 persons are employed. So this is what disguised employment is. Need was of 5 but still 10 are employed, so the productivity of the workers will be not at the best in disguised unemployment. So why it is in India? Surplus labor supply. Obviously, skilled workforce is not that much present. Unskilled work, and agriculture is one of the major unskilled work in the rural areas. Although it needs skill, but as compared to IT and services, the skills required at lower range. Okay. Low labor output, which I just discussed, the productivity will be low. Subsistence agriculture, many people just do farming so that they can have proper amount of food production in the year, so they can sustain their living. So all these things are good options. In a major point here, lack of alternative employment. Where they will go? If there was some alternative employment as per their skills, they would have shifted to it. But currently it is not present. That is why agriculture is so much overburdened and disguised. You can see loss of jobs, COVID-19, various people engaged in industries in through migration have now migrated back to their villages and shifted to agriculture. So it has also led to disguised employment in agriculture. So very well written points, and I hope you have understood the points. You can simply pause and read it if you want to. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is discuss the various factors affecting the types of farming. So what could be factors? Obviously physical factors is one, that is what is the soil type, what is the topography. Even in physical factors the student has mentioned climate, soil type, topography, which is well written points. Now about economic factor, this in economic factor the student has mentioned about marketing, about availability of labor. So all these things we all know about in economic factors. Social factors, especially in social factors, you can add an example here that, for example, Sikh community do not believe in tobacco farming. For them that is taboo. Okay, because tobacco is injurious to health, which I don't think any religion generally permits, but in especially Sikhs do not go for it. Simply, if you uh, go for some tribal areas, piggery is one of the main animal husbandry. They prefer piggery very much. But when you see Islam, they do not prefer piggy. Okay, it is a kind of taboo there. So I am not comparing any kind of religion, I'm just giving a hint. Okay, so in every religion there are certain kinds of taboos which they do not prefer. Okay, so this is also affecting the uh, farming, so it can be added in cultural factors. So I hope you understand this. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is discuss advantages and constraints of food parks which are developed in various Indian cities. So what could be advantages of food parks? Okay, examples of food parks have been also mentioned, such as in Andhra Pradesh. India's first mega food park was there in Chittoor, Andhra Pradesh. Advantages, yeah, increased value addition, obviously, reduced food wastage, increased exports, creation of employment. So all these things are fairly written advantage. Improved infrastructure, increased investment. Constraints have been mentioned, such as problems of land acquisition, funding. Private sector is not that much involved. Okay, convincing small businesses is a difficult task to shift to food parks. Infrastructure, obviously food parks are there, but still we need a lot of infrastructure, lot of cold chains, transport, other things, supply chain needs to be enhanced. So there are limitations, we all know it. You can simply pause and read it. Very well written point by student, and you can see how nicely the student has concluded by giving policies such as national food security policy and mega food park scheme can be helpful in enhancing the food parks in the country. So well written conclusion. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is discuss in detail various farm management principles. So what are the various farm management principles? I have made several videos on farm management principles, and almost every year, in every alternate year, there is a question of farm management principles. This is a very important topic. Okay, you should see it nicely. Now, what are the farm management principles? These are principle of diminishing and marginal returns, principles of equi-marginal returns, principle of combining enterprise, the law of opportunity cost, law of comparative advantage, law of substitution. Uh, so these are all the principles. So I have discussed all these things in my videos in detail. If you want to, you can search and see them. Here discussing every principle in detail will be very difficult, but you can simply see. And the student was told, uh, the student has also written and discussed, written in detail about farm management principles. You can simply pause and read it if you want to. But I don't think you need to go that much in detail. Simply write about principles, explain this, because you have already 4 or 5 principles to explain, so that will be enough. As like this, and you can see now law of equal marginal returns, the student has written them. So you can simply pause and read it if you want to. So this was about farm management principles. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is, discuss the advantages and challenges of contract farming and suggest various use to enhance contract farming. So we all know what contract farming is. There is agreement between some private players and the farmers produce the crops as per private players, and in return private players give them the various kind of inputs. They also get the money as per the decided in the contract. So this is what contract farming is. Advantages are obviously it reduce migration, risk management, increase private sector and agriculture investment, promotion of the economy, reduces marketing and transaction cost, access to market, access to resources. So written points, you can simply pause and read it. Now, what are the challenges? Lack of awareness. Obviously, most of the farmers not are not willing to go into contracts due to certain kind of future hindrances, such as there are various time the contract is not fulfilled properly. There are some legal issues. Okay, recently we see how a big food company was in issue about his seed he provided to farmers in Supreme Court, although the ruling was for the farmers that they can they can plant the seed for their own use also. So that kind of case was there. You can refer this case in detail in Google. You will get it. Access to credit, quality cut, delayed payments, crop failures. Okay, verbal or informal contracts where farmers are exploited, manipulation, corruption. So, well written points. You can simply pause and read them. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is, you can see in the conclusion the student has mentioned about model contract farming act. So all these things enhances your conclusion. Okay, whenever you add certain kinds of themes, data, facts, some positive statements, those are very good for conclusion. Now let's move to the next question. The next question is, discuss the role of cooperative farming in context of subdivision and fragmentation of landholding. So what you all know what cooperative farming is. Here various farmers come together and pool their resources, and through cooperation they do farming. Okay, so what is its role? Obviously economies of scale. Suppose you are growing one crop in single field, it is very difficult to scale it. You will have hindrances in inputs, hindrances in mechanization. But when you pool with other farmers, so your area also become high and you get a good scale of production, increased productivity, better bargaining power. Obviously one person unity in strength, one person is not better than 10% in bargaining, fair prices, guidance and training. So well written points, you can simply pause and read it. Reduced migration, well written points. So this was about the section A of test 7, and in the next video we will discuss the section B of test 7. So I hope you understand all the points. You have paused the video and read whenever you needed. So that is all for today. If you like it, please press the like button. Please do share and please do subscribe. It takes a lot of hard work to make such videos for you on regular basis. And if you like, if you share, if you subscribe, it motivates us to make more such videos for you regularly. So that is all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.